Talking Dicks Friday edition. What's going on?
These weeks are rolling, man. Rolling by.
Are you Are they rolling by in the dough?
No dough. No dough. I'm in the state of Florida where the unemployment system is completely fucking hosed. Horrible.
Is it
horrible?
Archaic? What is it? Obsolete?
It was archaic, then they redid it, but now you got millions of people on it. I don't know. Some are getting paid. There's a Facebook group with thousands of people every day putting in their what's happening with them, and I don't know. I took today off from it all because it's my blood pressure is gonna fucking rocket through. So
right,
you know, I gotta give the day off. Give it today off. I can't look at it, but I'm getting nowhere with it, and it's very aggravating. And it's been day, I think, what, 50 something. I've been out of work. I need some help.
Well, I think we mentioned it on one of our previous podcasts. If it's any consolation to you, I've been receiving funds coming in.
Yeah,
but my wife has nothing, so it's like, if we had the two,
that doesn't make me feel better. I don't feel better.
Well, we're able to eat. We can eat, and we have the electricity is still on.
There it is,
nope. Ladies and gentlemen, right here.
There we go.
This is what I'm wearing.
That was worth.
I'm wearing this to get my groceries.
Okay, thank you. I would ask why you have it, but then there's a long story, and I'd rather not even know.
I have no idea what you said, so I'm going to find out later.
Good. Perfect. Perfect.
This is what I wear when I answer my door for deliveries, and I also I wear this sometimes when I'm trying to get a little frisky with the old lady upstairs.
Who, that 90-year-old?
Yeah, my neighbor, not my wife.
Up yours, asshole.
All right, so do we have anything to update anybody with besides your insufficient funds?
Well, I had if you've been watching these episodes, pretty much since we started, my car got hit by a flying umbrella, if you remember back.
I do remember the flying umbrella. It nearly took his life.
Took out the right side of my car, basically, and so out of nowhere last night they called and said, we're sending an adjuster to he wants to see the car. So I'm like, all right, I've already had the estimate done, but whatever. I said, okay. So the adjuster came this morning, looked it over, and said, yeah, it looks bad. Let me go back. We'll run some numbers, and then you'll be hearing from us in a day or two. I'm like, okay. Now we're in on this one. We're in day 15, 16. So again, car can't get fixed, money can't come in. It's been good times. Having a good time. This mirror, the passenger door, doesn't open.
Can't pick up passengers. Can't pick up hitchhikers.
Can't pick up hitchhikers. One of my activities is out.
Someone to pitch in for gas.
I love picking up a hitchhiker and hearing their stories, and you know what I mean, and then murdering them.
Serial murder.
The next serial killer they'll go, he had a podcast. The guy was talking about it. Like Louis C.K. talked about jerking off for 20 years. Everybody's like, what?
Whoa, oh my God.
Outrage. It's like, if you ever watch his stuff, that's what he talks about.
I knew Louis when he was 19 years old, and he was doing this on stage about being so bored in a car on long drives.
Yeah. But odds are the next, they're not shadowy figures like the Ted Bundy or whatever. The next guy probably will have a podcast or, that kind of, or something.
Do not touch your face during a pandemic.
It may be a blog. I think we're the only ones with a vlog.
We're calling it a podcast. I think we're gonna go with podcast. I like vlogcast.
Yeah, vlog. Well, podcast. I think of being in your the old iPod. That's where you listen to it on the go.
Right.
Where this is more of
visual.
a sit home and
sit home and enjoy.
We're
visual artists. Because it's the Two Dicks web series, so we're trying to.
And you know what?
This is
Speaking of that,
the bridge.
I can't get enough of. Speaking of visual and artists in quotes, I cannot get enough of comedians sitting around talking about the process and the craft. That is just holy God. You know what I mean? Wow.
I know. Well, everybody's losing their minds. You go.
What
you
the
work
hell?
20, 30 years in front of a live audience. 4 nights a week, 5 nights a week, and it comes to a screeching halt, and then you're hunkered down for 2 months. You're like, ah, and you're like, am I going to be able to come back from this? What am I going to do? And everybody just keep writing. Write about experiencing this. Everybody's going to be doing the same 10 minutes up front.
It's so stupid, new material. No, just I'm hoping to have my old material.
I'm hoping to remember.
Remember.
I'm gonna go to YouTube and check out a bunch of your bits and try to memorize them.
That's why they're all taken down. They've all. I used to have.
Is that why you blocked me?
I used to have a lot of bits on YouTube, and this is like 5 years ago. A comic, I forget who, called me and said, "Hey, did you ever work with Bob Smith?" I go, "No." He goes, "Oh, I'm working with him at the Green Bay Funny Bone. He's doing like 10 minutes of your act."
Yeah.
I go, "Holy shit!" I go, "What is he doing?" He tells me. I go, "It's like verbatim off a clip of YouTube." So I basically just pulled everything.
I did too. I have very little out there because that was happening. Someone's funny for 10 minutes, but they only have 10 minutes of material. They get hired to do 30, 45 minutes, and what do? They go shopping, and they go online.
Oh, you know what? Interesting point. Leads us to our question.
Wait a minute, Al. Is this
Questions.
These are questions.
Oh, this is my favorite part of the show. Let's hear it.
Interesting. This is from. I wrote down the name TD Undercarriage 857 on Instagram. What? I guess it's for both. But what you
did
can
you say
answer first if you
undercarriage?
like.
Yeah.
Undercarriage.
Yeah.
Isn't that what it is?
It is. I haven't heard that in decades.
It's like right under your balls. Isn't that the undercarriage?
Yes, that's where my undercarriage is.
And this, what would you call? No, what is that called? That's not an undercarriage. That is underscore. I called it undercarriage.
You know what it is? His car was nearly totaled, and they checked the undercarriage. You had the adjuster gun this morning, and they looked at the undercarriage, and that's where this is an issue.
And I'm still in shock.
Oh no, please.
I'm still in shock by the whole thing. Mm-hmm. Here's the question from TD underscore 857 Instagram. Where was the first time you headlined a club?
Me or you?
First time.
Oh, both of us?
Well, it's both. I'll let you go first.
No, I want you to go. You practice your answer. I want to have time to think.
Didn't practice. Actually, this is I got it last night. I didn't think about it till today. I think it was Virginia Beach, where I sort of started down in Norfolk, Virginia Beach. I moved back to New York, and it was got to be a middle act at the Thorogood Inn in Virginia Beach.
I performed.
Moved
there.
to. Did you?
Yeah, but go ahead.
Thorogood Inn, and then moved to New York, and then did. I don't know if it was Star Search or one of those TV shows so I had credit, mm-hmm. And then I went back to Virginia Beach as the headliner, 4 shows,
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a Thursday. I think I did a Thursday through Saturday. So I think that's it. I could be mistaken, but I think it's Virginia Beach, Thorogood Inn.
So that was pre-YouTube days, so he didn't have to worry about following his own material.
It was pre-television.
From the feature act.
It was radio.
It was I did. He was a radio man. A radio man.
I did Star Search on radio, and then I went back to, and then I worked with Bob Hope and no, whatever.
Four networks. Was it? I think there were four networks, and then some cable.
We had some ESPN,
home
MTV.
box office. HBO.
Exciting when that came around.
Oh my goodness, very exciting.
And the box, I remember a remote box, but it had a long cord to the TV, so it wasn't even cordless.
It wasn't really?
No, I sit like way back on the couch and had a box and hit the buttons for 24.
Oh wow,
But
it was like a keyboard, sort of.
yeah, but a long cord to the TV.
We had a black and white one on our porch. I think it was my grandmother's, and we ended up putting it on the sun porch. And it was a wireless remote.
A sun porch?
Yeah, we had a sun porch. We called it a sun porch.
Why? What is that?
Screened in, New England. You take the windows out. You put the screens in when the season changed, and
It's not a porch?
well, we referred to it as a sun porch because it faced south.
I don't care for that.
You ask,
That's
I give you the explanation, and then you don't care for it.
Well, it's a porch. I mean, the sun can be there. I don't know why it's a sun.
My
that
family
seems
called it a
pretentious.
sun porch.
That's pretentious. Oh, we had a sun porch.
We were navy
You had a porch.
blue collar, white trash.
Yeah, but you had a porch.
We had a porch. We didn't have
The
a
sun was
Porsche.
out.
We had a porch.
Yeah.
So anywho,
Continue on.
but it was one of these remotes that you pressed it and it went clink, and it was like two pieces of metal hitting some
How
sort
did
of
it go?
clink, and it would change the channel magically, send this signal. And you were a
Yeah.
radio man in the Navy. How was that
Yeah.
sent?
Yeah, satellite. Bounced off the satellite.
Captain,
Yeah.
there's something approaching us.
That's.
I think it's your
that's
ex-wife. That's classified.
That's
classified.
That's classified, son.
Sorry, we're not supposed to talk about
Can't
that.
go into these things with you in a podcast.
During a
vlog. What are you-
pandemic, what the hell is wrong
you
with you,
nuts?
man?
God damn! What's in that cup you're drinking?
Just a little Joe. That's all.
All right, answer his question before we get out of here. What was the first club, or have you headlined? What, have you headlined? I don't know. I don't know. I've never.
I was hoping until this damn pandemic.
Oh, damn you! Virus.
Con! Star Trek.
If you didn't know, then go kill yourself.
For the younger folk.
There's no one under 65 that watches this vlog. I did the research.
I did the research. So, anywho,
The polling tells us.
well,
It's,
technically, my first headlining was I was actually booking a comedy show at Rhode Island College, which I was attending at the time, and one of my comedians' car broke down, so I had to close out the show.
No. I think we want comedy club, actual established comedy club. You get the booking as the headliner.
I'm going to go with Periwinkle's Comedy Club at the Noah's Arcade in Providence, and that's
I did that club.
you probably came in as a feature.
I did. I featured for I was going to say who I did. I think I'm wrong, but I did work there. Yeah.
Well, that was the club that I cut my teeth at. That was
I think I featured for this guy. It was Al Ducharme, and I fucking blew him off the stage all week.
Well, he blew me, but not off the stage.
He never
What?
recovered.
Charlie Callis. Second Charlie Callis reference that anybody over 65 will get.
If you're a viewer of our vlog, you know what we talk about here. Charlie Callis, we love him.
Well, that
Big fan.
club, I went to that club, Periwinkle's, and I did a talent night. It was like an open mic night, but it was a variety show, so they had singers and magicians and whatnot.
Ugh.
And I did stand-up comedy, and then they invited me to go on the weekend to perform, and I did 3 or 4 shows. And at the end of the weekend, they handed me money. And I said, what's this
Is that-
for? They said, you get paid for performing. I was like, what? I'm doing this forever.
Until the pandemic.
Pandemic!
But I don't think that's headlining your club. I don't think you answered the guy's question, and it's been fucking a half hour now.
No, and then I went off to do some other colleges and opened up for other acts. And then eventually I came back to Periwinkle's and performed as a proper headliner.
Okay.
There it is. That's our questions. Everybody good? Everybody's healthy? Keep your distance. And hopefully this is going to wrap up. We're going to be able to go out and live a normal life before we know it.
Subscribe.